Hello everyone, welcome back to Math with Mr. Fitri. Last class we began talking about different types of transformations. These include translations, reflections, and rotations. Today I'd like to begin our first type of transformation, which is a translation. Translations begin on page 113 in your textbook, so take a moment to open up your book to that page. Okay, now, a translation is a type of transformation that takes place when all points in a plane are moved in the same direction and the same distance. I know we touched on this a little bit last time, but I want us to remember that a translation is very specific. Every point of that object must move in the same direction and the same distance. Okay? So again here with our example from last time, we have our grid and we've got object A moving to image location B. Okay? So again, all of those points, each corner of A is moving 3 units to the right and 4 units down. Okay? They're not moving in different directions, different distances. Right? The shape remains the same. It's not turning, it's not flipping, it's not doing anything. It looks the same, just in a different location. Okay? Yep, translation. All right, so we need to understand how to describe a translation mathematically. All right? What we're going to do is we're going to use the horizontal left or right movement followed by the vertical up and down movement. Okay? So again, left or right, the horizontal movement, we're going to describe that as negative if it moves left and positive if it moves right. We're going to follow this by vertical movement. If the point moves up, it is positive. If it moves down, it is negative, okay? And we are going to use the form A over B within the parentheses, okay? Again, where A is horizontal movement followed by B vertical movement, okay? So again, A, is it moving left or right horizontally? Again, if it's left, it is going to be a negative number. If it is right, it is going to be a positive number. Okay? This will be above B, which represents vertical movement, up and down. If it moves up, it is positive. If it moves down, it is negative. Okay. Let's look at some examples to kind of solidify this in our minds, okay? Here we've got the example I've been giving. Okay, now remember, horizontal, left or right, followed by vertical, up or down. A over B. Now, like I've given you before, we've got object A moving to image location B. 3 to the right and 4 down. Let's think about A. A is horizontal movement, and it's moving to the right, which makes it positive. What do you think that should be? B, okay, remember, is the vertical movement, up or down. And our object is moving down, which makes it negative. What do you think that should be? There's our formula, okay? 3 over negative 4, indicating that it is moving 3 to the right because it is a positive number, and negative 4 down because it is, negative 4, because it is moving down. Okay, so A is 3, B is negative 4. All right, let's look at another example. Now, to make this a little clearer, all right, all of our examples will be labeled, or will be able to determine the points by looking at the corners of the object. At these examples, I want us to just look at one point. You do not have to worry about every single point, because in a translation, remember, every point is moving in the same direction, going the same distance. So, let's look at point A. A I've highlighted here, and we see that A is moving up and to the right. All right? So let's start with A, our horizontal movement. We see that A is moving to the right. All right, let's look at the units it is moving. I will highlight those as well. How about another example here? Okay. Again, let's pick a point. How about C? Now we see that C is moving down and to the right. Because again, you see that the little apostrophe is next to the letter C. All right? Again, let me highlight, all right, the movement horizontally in green, okay? Let's look at another example here. We've got our object in the bottom right of the grid and our image in the top left of the grid. Okay? Again, let's pick a point. Let's pick F. All right? I will highlight that in yellow. Final example here. We've looked at this before, but now let's attach a formula to it, all right? Again, I won't highlight anything here. I want you to think about it. Pick any point, A, B, or C, and try to come up with the formula. What should the formula be? Okay. So, I'm going to take, let's take a C, point C. Now we see that it is moving 2 units to the left and 1, 2, 3 units up. All right, so A will be negative, -1, -2. B will be positive, 1, 2, 3, creating our formula, -2 over 3. Okay, now, all right, let's look at a couple examples here on page 118 and 119. It's under the Test Yourself section again, all right? Now, what I'd like to do is let's look at number 1 together, and then I'll give you a little homework, all right? Okay, so, section 1, determine whether each of the following transformation is a translation. Okay, so A, let's look at that. Is that a translation? Remember, each point of the object must move in the same direction and the same distance. Do you think it is? Yes or no? If you said yes, you would be correct. All right? It appears that that object is moving in the same, the points in the object are moving the same distance, same direction. Let's look at B. Is that a translation? If you said no, you would be correct, right? It is clear that B is shrinking, getting smaller as it moves, which means that the points are moving in different directions and different distances. So that is not a translation. I would like you to do C and D for homework, okay? Section 2, okay, and section 3 from page 118 to 119, all right? Section 2 is asking you to draw and move the object, all right? And it's giving you a little description of how to do so. So A, moving object M 2 units to the left, followed by 4 units downward. Okay? So we're going to move that object 2 units to the left and 4 down. All right, so I want you to draw that example as best you can, and then also, just for me, write the formula, okay? The parentheses A over B. If we go to section 3 on page 119, that's what they're asking you to do there, is write the formula. Okay, again, parentheses A over B. So I would like you to do that, all right? I have included the scan on e-learning and also the answer key. So please do that if you can. So basically complete Test Yourself on pages 118 and 119 and compare your answers to mine. Okay? Good, thank you, and good luck.